All right, welcome to another edition of Hills of Stanley Park or Stanley Park Hills. Today is video number one of three. Basically, this is the general route that I circumnavigate Stanley Park on. It's broken down into three sections due to the $50 action cam's limited capabilities. So, but I said this is as we're just getting on our bike. This is right at Second Beach, Rawlins Path, and I think this probably goes up to about the burned out tree, I believe. We just took this video yesterday. Lots of minions on the path, etc. But the weather wasn't overly great, but it was okay. So this is the Rawlins Path, basically starting out at Second Beach, where you come from the entrance to the main Second Beach parking lot. That's where I veered off, and I just started just around the corner from the Bredell and Rawlins intersection point. Very wide path, nothing really to write home about. This is basically a gradual climb up to Prospect Point. We've done my full lap. Basically what I do is I ride here up to Prospect Point, and then via the back pass around Beaver Lake, back by Lumberman's Arch, via the aquarium, and then I end up at the City of Vancouver Parks Board parking lot. And there's minion number one walking. Basically, I think this video is basically going to show me it looks like I'm going on a flat hill, but I assure you, by the time you get up to the burnt out tree, you can feel it. Your lungs are definitely looking for extra oxygen. Your legs are feeling it also. But due to the point of view that this looks like it's basically just a flat path, but what we're doing is we're basically starting from sea level and going up 20 or 30 meters to Prospect Point. And we're going to go keep right here. Along this path you can veer off and go to the tea house, and that also take that there, you can go down to Third Beach. But basically this is the lap around Rawlins Path to basically the Prospect Point, Lumberman's Arch. And there's another minion walking. I think we saw a couple of people walking and several people cycling. But it looks pretty flat, but you can tell just how the bike movement is that I'm going. I'm climbing up a hill currently. And I think I did this complete lap. Basically, I keep it on one gear and fifth gear, regardless of how many hills I'm going up or down. I always keep it in fifth gear, and my riding style is to be completely seated, never standing up, always sitting down. So there to the left there is how you access the tea house, and kind of a roundabout way to get down to Third Beach. But I think this video lasts for about 12 minutes roughly, so that would probably just take me up past the burnt out tree. And what I did is just to give you some sort of reference and stuff, I directed the handlebars over to the burnt out tree so you could actually tell where I was. The camera is mounted on my handlebars, and I thought I had it rigged up pretty good, but I guess I could tilt it back up even a little bit further to get you a better view of the path that I'm riding. This is a nice wide path. Basically, circumnavigates Stanley Park as a service road. Hence, that's why it's bike friendly. The Tatlow that splits Stanley Park essentially in two is a little narrower than this in certain parts, but it's been designated as a non-cycling route. This happened in the last 5 years or so, because I always used to ride right up Tatlow to intersect at Rawlins and then continue on that way. But now I've just got to follow this Rawlins all the way around. I'm tending to think basically where the real hill climbs up is Tatlow and Bredell. I mean Tatlow and Lovers, and then from there it's a nice little steep section, and that will maybe intersect you out at the Rawlins. But we're stuck circumnavigating Stanley Park via Rawlins Path. But you can tell just by the movement of the camera that I'm going uphill. Once again, I don't think, no, I've never gone this way down. I've walked down this way, but I don't think I've ever cycled down Rawlins this way. But I assure you there is a hill, and it basically it creeps up on you, because by the time you get up to the burnt out tree, you're bagged. Like literally your lungs are needing oxygen, your legs are burning. You wouldn't really look at the path. There's no real super steep sections here. But it says that it's a gradual grind, and that gradual grind over probably a couple of kilometers will definitely wear you out. And as I said, I think we saw a couple of cyclists and numerous hikers or walkers on my whole route. There was lots of people all over the place. It was it was a little late for me to be going down. I think I got downtown around 10:30, and then this lap takes me a little over half an hour. And then I threw my bike on the front of the bus and headed home. Bus, SkyTrain, and then bus again. So is this? Yeah, this is coming up to the burnt out tree, so it's a little bit longer than the burnt out tree. And I think I'll just turn left here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Oh, that was a small little turn that it was supposed to give you a better view of the burnt out tree, but to the left there was the burnt out tree. I've still got to adjust the angle on the camera to be a little bit more upward facing, because it seems to be downward facing. I thought I had it set up pretty good, but next time it will be a little bit more vertical. And there's another couple of a minion and their dog. This is definitely a journey that day. That lots of minions jogging, walking, cycling, dog walking, etc. So it was lots of people on the path. As you can tell just by the light in this video, it wasn't a sunny day. It was kind of overcast, and it wasn't overly that warm either. I wore a toque, and I could see my breath at certain points, so it wasn't overly, I think it was maybe 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. Don't quote me on that, but it wasn't overly warm, and I imagine the temperature is even a little lower than that when I'm down in the woods in Stanley Park. The sounds of the big city. So what we're doing, we're just going on Rawlins Path, and it can be a little difficult because if you basically my word or thoughts on this, you basically stay right because if you go left, it's going to take you out. There's a minion riding their bike. It's going to take you out to Stanley Park Drive. It's going to take you out. So as you will see on most of the forks in the roads, I stay right. There are some exceptions because one of them will take you deep inside Stanley Park, while the other one will just keep you on the path. See, kept right. Don't want to go left. Always keeping right. Because I said basically the past the left either lead you up to basically up top here. They're going to lead you up to Prospect Point, but it's going to lead you out to Stanley Park Drive, and we don't really want to do that. There is a way to navigate at least up to Prospect Point on Rawlins. And so here we are, left, right. Where are we going? We're going straight. Once again, the left would have taken you out to Stanley Park Drive. The right would have taken you more into the interior of Stanley Park. Left or right? We're going left this time. We did when we walked up and then we're going left again. We did make some mistakes when we were walking these paths. Ended up, going all over the place. But once we got on the bike, we realized left and right and stuff. So, and I think this is basically probably going to end when we're going almost up at Stanley Park Drive, and we've got to take a hard right to continue on. Oh, and there's a minion and their bike and their dog. There's another one of the fire hydrants. There's a couple of minions. So lots of people on the path on the Sunday morning, should say, not afternoon. But I think this is probably going to almost take me to the hard right in Stanley Park Drive, so which means we're getting closer to Prospect Point. The camera that I'm using seems to cut off every 12 and a half minutes or whatever, but then it just jumps right back in. I don't know why, but maybe the $50 price tag has something to do with it, but it doesn't continually record, only up to a certain point, and then it stops, but it automatically jumps in again. But it's trying to get one continuous long stream. Not going to happen. It's going to be broken up. So we're coming up here, and I think that's it for this stream.